Hello, my name is Anna, and I love trying vintage recipes. So today I'm trying 3 summer drink recipes from the 1950s. Today's recipes come to us from Good Housekeeping's book of ice creams and cool drinks. This book was originally published in 1958, and I'll talk more about it a little bit later. I sure hope you like Good Housekeeping cookbooks because I have been reviewing a lot of them lately. I think this one is such a delight. I love the summery colors on the cover, the colors of the letters and everything. It's really kind of got that like mid-century feel, but also a very summer feel to it. I'm going to be focusing mostly on the cool drinks portion of this book today. So if you're looking for some delicious and creative beverages to beat the summer heat, this book has got you covered. Pineapple is my favorite fruit, so I thought it would be nice to give this pineapple pickup a try. And how cute is that illustration? Admittedly, this is much, much later than I would normally be filming, but right now I'm just trying to fit in little snippets of time here and there for me to film individual recipes, so I do it whenever I can. I need to start with some refrigerated pineapple juice. Good start. I have a tablespoon of lemon juice right from my little juicer. Okay. I have a tiny pinch of salt, and I put this in the freezer so it wouldn't melt. Some vanilla ice cream. It's still soft enough, I think. Get it in there. So this is gonna be my late night snack. For me, late night, it's like 9:30, you guys. It's not that late. I usually just film during the day though. So, we're gonna have to swap around a little because this thing only reaches so far. Well, that already looks great. I think it's done. Yeah, it didn't take long at all. And I didn't feel like getting the big blender out, so we just have the little blender. And I chose this particular glass for my pineapple pickup. And this, I believe, was part of a set that my great-grandmother had that my mom gave to me. And green's my favorite color, so. Oh yeah, that's kind of perfect, isn't it? Look at that. Oh yeah, I love it. Very cute. This lighting is a little spooky, but hey, we have this lovely little like pineapple kind of milkshake. Excited to give it a try. There were still a few lumps of ice cream in there, but the recipe said to like mix it together until just blended. Also, it's probably gonna melt a little bit. Let me just try it. Delicious. Delicious. Simple, but very tasty. And the lemon juice, very essential. The lemon juice and the salt, they definitely add something to it. Very quick, very easy little summer drink. I decided to make this raspberry frost, and the reason I chose it is because of the way it looks. It is so pretty. Let me show you. That is what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if mine is gonna turn out half as good as this, but I gotta try. Stir raspberries and lemon juice together in a tall glass. I have 2 tablespoons of frozen crushed raspberries. You're supposed to use frozen, sweetened, crushed raspberries. I can only find the just unsweetened kind, so I did throw a little bit of sugar in there as I was mixing these together. I didn't get a spatula, so we're just gonna use this. I have a couple of these very long like stir spoons, and people use them for cocktails, but I use them for iced coffee. So they're very handy to have on hand. And I'll link, a similar one in the description down below. Okay, woo, wow, vibrant. And I have a tablespoon of lemon juice. You can use lemon or lime juice. And I already had a lemon kind of cut up, so. Okay, let's give that a stir. Smells really good, smells really good. Drop in lemon ice. So you have the option of using lemon ice or lemon ice cream. I got this like Italian ice, so I think, that's about as good as I can get. And I did let this soften for a little bit because it was rock hard. It just says a scoop. It doesn't have, an actual measurement. 1 cup of this is 1 serving, but I need to have room for other things in this glass. It does look pretty though. I also had the option of adding milk to the berries, and I decided not to do that because I don't think they did it in the picture, and that's what I'm going for. Okay, I already like the look of this. I think it looks very cool. Fill with refrigerated sparkling water while stirring. Again, it doesn't give a quantity, so I am just gonna fill it while stirring like it says. Wow, oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, look how pretty that is. I don't know if it's quite the same as what is here. Oh, I think that the photo, they're kind of like able to photograph it and fill it at the same time. So I think it's pretty. This is maybe a little prettier, but I'm happy with how this turned out. But now I have to taste it and see if, you know, I actually like how it tastes. So there is my raspberry frost. I did end up dropping the rest of the lemon ice in. I thought, why not? It is one serving. So here we go. I think this paper straw is probably not going to survive for very long, but I wanted a cute one for the thumbnail. That is lovely. It has a very tart taste from the lemon juice, the lemon ice. Even the raspberries have a tartness to them. Raspberry and lemon is just a good flavor combination overall, I think. This is sweet, but not too sweet. I think the little bit of sugar I added to the raspberries was just enough. I probably did like, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so, but you could certainly sweeten this up more if you wanted. You could add simple syrup to it if you want it to be a little bit sweeter. You could also use lemon ice cream instead of the lemon ice. It gave that option. So you can kind of customize this a little bit if you want it to be, you know, having a little bit of a different taste or having a different level of sweetness. What a tasty, refreshing little summer drink, like a little treat, you know? I love having different drinks in the house. I really do. It's like one of my little luxuries. If you come over to my house, you're probably gonna have a selection of sparkling waters, a selection of sodas, that kind of thing. So, you know, this is just fun to put something together like this and make a little special drink for yourself or for your friends. Finally, I am trying out this recipe for Tampa Tea. That is what the Tampa Tea looks like. Even though it's in black and white, I think it looks great. So let's give this a try. I realize this is not the easiest to see, but hopefully as it fills with liquid, it'll be a little bit better. I am cutting this recipe in half because I don't really need 8 servings at the moment. And I'm also making this decaf. So that's decaf black tea. And I need half a cup of boiling water. Measure that out from my little kettle here. Pour that in. And let that steep for 3 minutes. 3 minutes are up, and that is the amount of tea we have so far. This seems to be less tea and more juice. I have to stir in the sugar until it is dissolved. Got a little on the side here. Oh well, we have more liquid to put in, so that should help. Add fruit juices and ice water. Okay, so fruit juices, we have some lime juice and some orange juice. Huh, that's a color. It's gonna look better when we put the ice water in, I think. We'll see. I don't know if it's coming through on camera. I mean, it's like it's unusual, we'll just say. We'll just say it's unusual. I'm gonna give that a stir too. Okay. And finally, I have some ice water. Okay, that's better, I think. Well, that's it. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in a glass and give it a try. There is my Tampa Tea in my very cute retro owl glass. If nothing else, this video has allowed me to showcase a little bit of my vintage glassware, so that's always a plus, but I'm ready to give this a try. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it's very orange juice heavy, but it's definitely like got those other things in there. I think I like it. I've never really tasted anything quite like this. Tampa Tea, is it a beverage that is common? Does anybody know? Like, is this just common somewhere else, maybe Tampa? I had never heard of it before I got this cookbook. I actually did make one recipe from this cookbook before for this channel, and it was the avocado milkshake, I think. That was a long time ago, but I'll link it in the description. I think I even mentioned the Tampa Tea in that video, so I'm glad that I got to give this a try. I think it's pretty tasty. It's definitely different though. Good Housekeeping's book of ice creams and cool drinks was published in 1958, and it is one of a series. I recently used another book from this series for my 1950s party snacks video, but you can even see the little number. I don't know if it'll take it in the corner here. It is number 17 in this particular series of booklets, and I just love these. I really, really do. I don't have the whole set. I'm working on it. I pick them up here and there whenever I find one that I don't have. I particularly love this one because you can see that it still has the price tag on it. This was 39 cents back in the day. Let's look at the cover because it is so much fun. Look at those tempting drinks And then on the back, it looks like we have some sort of banana split, perhaps. I chose to focus on the cool drinks part of this more so than the ice cream. Maybe in the future, I will make some of the ice cream creations. I like that underneath the title, it says, ideal refreshments for any time of year. The colors, the fonts, everything about this is just so perfectly mid-century. I love it. You know that it's gonna have some really fantastic illustrations. Really, really good ones. There are just so many in here. I'll kind of try to show as many as I can. Here's some photos, color photos of like this ice cream bomb. We have it, Susan serves ice cream. I think Susan was a character from Good Housekeeping magazine. I think she was kind of like Betsy McCall. I'm not like 100% positive on that, but I think Susan kind of like makes an appearance in all of these Good Housekeeping cookbooks here and there, and she would have like her own page or column in the magazine. Some very classic swimwear. I love this book. I feel like I should be using it more often. There's another very refreshing looking drink. What is that? That is mint orangeade cooler. The chapters consist of things to do with ice cream, ice creams and sherbets to make at home. So they do have a chapter on homemade ice creams. I do have an ice cream freezer, so I could potentially try some of these out. If you didn't see it, I mean, take a look at that. Very cute illustration. I know I keep saying they're so cute. They are. They just are. So it looks like we have some ice cream cakes. So this is what I think is like a jelly roll with ice cream in it. We made those in middle school. I remember that was like a rite of passage to make a cake in a jelly roll pan and fill it with ice cream. Lime milk sherbet, fresh cranberry sherbet. That would be such a good thing to have at Thanksgiving, like as something a little bit different. I know some people would probably be mad if they didn't have cranberry sauce. So in addition to cranberry sauce, you could also have fresh cranberry sherbet. Spicy cider ice. Whoa. That sounds like something that you would get at a farm-to-table restaurant right now. It has allspice, cinnamon, cloves, cider, honey, orange juice, lemon juice, nutmeg, salt, egg white, and sugar. That's interesting. That just sounds like a menu item from like a very kind of like high-end restaurant, I think. Philadelphia ice cream, banana ice cream, sauces and toppings. Chocolate peppermint sauce, quick butterscotch sauce, hot fudge. You could have a whole sundae bar with this book. Marshmallow sauce. There's pages and pages of sauces and toppings. Minted cantaloupe sauce. That is one I can guarantee I've never thought about, but you know, if you want to try it, there's the recipe. So they have individual recipes for cool drinks like the ones that I made, but then they have just like ideas for things you can keep on hand all year round to serve to guests, whether that be canned juices, frozen concentrates, cubes for coffee, so like how to make coffee ice cubes. They're really, really going for it, and like in the way of like entertaining guests with fun drinks. Fruit kebabs, having a pretty punch bowl. I don't have a punch bowl. We don't use punch bowls as much as we once did, I don't think. I always thought this sounded really good, this maple float. That consists of maple flavored table syrup, so just like pancake syrup, vanilla extract, cold milk, a little bit of salt, and some ice cream. That sounds really good. I love maple flavored things. Viennese coffee velvet. Some of these, I just love the names of some of these too. Okay, I thought this was fun, this toddler special. It is made with baby food. Strained apricot applesauce, lemon juice, sugar, ice cream, and milk. It says it makes 4 toddler servings. So if you have kids, especially toddlers, keep an eye on this one. Maybe make it, and if you make it for your toddler, let me know what they think. I'd love to hear about it. Oh, hey, a banana smoothie. You know, smoothies all the way back in the 50s. Also, again, we have the cutest illustrations. You know, I just said I don't have a punch bowl. Here's a really creative way that I could be serving punch right inside of a watermelon. They thought of everything. They really did. And, you know, they have a lot of creative ideas in here, but then they also have old-fashioned lemonade because you know, I don't think you can have an ice creams and cool drinks book without a good old-fashioned lemonade recipe. Spicy ginger tantalizer. I love the names of these two. They had to come up with a lot of creative names. Oh, and we have a tomato cucumber cooler, so something a little on the savory side, not so sweet. There's a chapter called coolers for a crowd or for the crowd, party-sized recipes. These, we're talking like quarts and quarts of beverages. Makes 60 punch cup servings, makes 6.5 quarts, 40 to 50 punch cup servings. So if you are having a big crowd over, these are your recipes. Makes 56 punch cup servings. Punch cup servings is not the easiest thing to say. You know, a lot of punch bowl like photos featured in here. There's another one. Also, oh my gosh, a little wedding. Oh, another punch bowl. I am someone who really enjoys having a variety of beverages. I said that earlier. It's just one of those things that makes me really happy. And it doesn't have to cost a lot necessarily. I know it's a treat. And if you're on a budget, it might not be something that you always buy at the store, but I always just, it's a little pick me up. It makes me feel really happy. There's also things to serve with ice creams and cool drinks. This is like cookies and brownies and bars and things like that. Spice sugar cookies, almond coconut bars, orange oatmeal cookies, coconut sticks, graham mallows. Place 1 large marshmallow on each graham cracker. Sprinkle generously with flaked coconut and place under the broiler until marshmallow begins to melt and coconut is golden. Serve it once with coolers or ice cream. That sounds so good. I mean, I love all of those things. So let's talk about the recipes that I made today. So I made the pineapple pickup. That caught my eye mostly because I love pineapple. And a frosty pineapple beverage just sounds so tasty to me. And it really was so good. And it wasn't super duper sweet. You know, it had a little bit of lemon juice in it. And that really like emphasized the tartness of the pineapple as well. The vanilla ice cream, of course, was sweet enough. I think you could kind of adjust the amount if you wanted to. If you're gonna make the full recipe, you use an entire pint of vanilla ice cream. I actually cut the recipe in half, so I didn't use as much. And I think you could, you know, if you want it to be a little bit more creamy, you could use more, or, you know, use less if you want. Something that maybe I wouldn't always think about, but something that was really delicious, like a pineapple milkshake, but a little bit lighter. And then I made the raspberry frost. And the reason I even chose the raspberry frost is because of this photo. How can you resist this photo? It looks so pretty. The contrast between the raspberry and then the foam on top and, you know, this blue in the background, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. It's exactly what you want, or exactly what I wanted anyway. I think this is another one where the addition of lemon juice really like emphasized the tartness of the raspberries, but it was still sweet enough for me. I did add a little bit of sugar to those raspberries because you were supposed to buy frozen sweetened raspberries, which I could not find anywhere. I could find like the sweetened frozen strawberries, but I think the raspberry version of those is just like less common, or at least they were for me. I did check several stores. So I just bought plain frozen raspberries and added a little sugar. It says that I could have added a 1/4 cup of milk with the crushed fruit. That could be really interesting to add like more of a creamy element to it, but I thought it was so good as is. And I have tons of raspberries left, so I'm gonna be making these all summer. And then finally, the Tampa Tea. What an interesting drink. That, I wasn't really sure what to expect from that. I think when I chose it, I didn't realize how little tea was actually in it. It's mostly juice. It's a lot of orange juice, and then the lime juice was so good. And then a little bit of tea. But all of those flavors really did come together to make something special. It kind of, I think it was mostly like the orange and the lemon juice kind of reminded me of like Five Alive, if you remember that drink. Do they make Five Alive anymore in the United States? Sometimes I know that there will be products that are available here that they just quit distributing or quit making them here, and they're still available in other places. So if you can still get Five Alive, let me know and let me know where you are. I always love the label on that particular beverage. If I can find a photo of it, I will pop it in here because it was so bright and colorful. And I don't know, it's just something about it. Anyway, Tampa Tea. It was kind of interesting. I don't know. I almost feel like I did want it to be a little bit more tea heavy, but I am glad that I tried it because I mentioned it back in my avocado milkshake video years ago, and I've kind of been curious about it since then. It says I could have garnished this with fresh pineapple fingers or mint sprigs. I didn't have either of those things, unfortunately, but I'm sure it would have made this drink even more special. If I was having guests over, yeah, I'd go for the pineapple fingers and the mint sprigs for sure. Do you have a favorite summer beverage, or are you gonna be trying some new recipes? I'd like to hear about that, so please leave me a comment. I do have a Patreon, so if you'd like to support me over there, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up. If you love cookbooks and recipes from the 1950s, I have an entire playlist and I'll link it in the description down below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.